Welcome everyone into the Smoker Fire Show. I am your host, Jack Alexander. Alongside me, as always, is Owen Colshaw-Klein. Down below me, Alex Bean Walters. He's got his mic muted.
How's this for a
You
cold
good, bro?
open?
Blood froze.
Oh, that's insane.
Down below me, we have Alex Bean Walters in the building. And for the first time ever, we have Mojo99 from the Deep 3 podcast. Welcome in, Mo. It is a pleasure to have you aboard. iPad Mo has officially arrived. I did have plans saying, or should I say just Mo, because you broke your iPad, but I think you fixed it at this point, didn't you?
Yeah, I did fix it. It's actually in my bag right now. I could pull it out if you really want to.
We need to see
depends.
it.
I think we need to. I think
I'm
We need
with
iPad
whatever.
Mo.
All right, say less.
Yeah, let's see the
People
iPad.
want it, I got you.
The famous iPad has arrived.
We're here. My superpowers have been unlocked, man.
Well, first and foremost, I want to say congratulations on 600K subscribers. That is an insane feat. That's really awesome to see. It just feels like yesterday that
Thank you.
we were both on Hardwood, that what was that, Hardwood Amino app. Do you remember?
Yeah.
Like, I'm curious because when I first reached out to you, I did say that that we met on Hardwood. But like, do you remember like exactly who I was? Because my name was Vert on that app. Do you remember
Dude,
that at all?
I remember a bunch of names, but obviously it's hard to like.
Yeah, it's so
put
difficult.
name to face because there's no faces. But I remember being on that Amino Hardwood app like religiously
Yes.
when I started first being on YouTube. And I
Yeah.
remember like I would just plug in my YouTube video like consistently. And I think you were one of the few people who were like rocking with me strong. So it's
Dude, from
crazy
the
as hell and
beginning,
almost like full circle.
Yes.
Literally full circle.
literally full circle. Because yeah, you were one of the people that got me like actually wanting to do YouTube in the first place.
Wow, that's crazy as hell, man.
Yeah,
That's
man.
insane. I appreciate that.
And
I
now
was
we're
wondering,
here.
Jack. I was wondering what the origins, because I mean, Mo, obviously you probably don't stock Twitter a ton because you got a bunch of other stuff going on. But his name was Bert on Twitter. Like he changed his name.
That was
to
for like
Bert on
two
Twitter for, like,
2
what?
weeks at most.
That's what I'm saying. For like
So
2 weeks, his name was Bert.
let's really dive into this, Jack. What the fuck is a vert?
Okay,
Are you like,
okay.
Yeah, that's
what's
what
the
I'm
origin
saying.
story of that?
Okay. So
That's what I'm saying.
there's a couple different things. One, the main thing is Lil Uzi, and I got Vert
Okay.
from Lil Uzi.
Yeah.
And then the other one is the more, I guess they're both kind of corny, but the second one was also like my tag on like Call of Duty. And
my God.
Vert
Mm.
is like vertical, like always at the top of the leaderboard type of thing. That's
Okay,
it. That's
okay.
there's not really much to it.
Yeah,
double on time.
I missed all this.
And unironically, it was his profile picture was Draymond laying on the ground after taking a charge too. So
That's fucking hilarious.
that's what I'm saying, dude. It was awesome.
Okay, I want to pull up one thing, and maybe if this doesn't jog your memory, that's no big deal. I'm just curious which is my first ever video on YouTube, and I want to see if you recognize this. Because this might be something that I don't know. It might jog your memory here. Let me just pull this up
All
quick.
right, let's see.
Yeah, I would say while he's pulling it up, I think I know what he's referring to because he sent me the video too. Because
Oh yeah,
Mo, you don't know about this, but me and Jack like to compete at just about everything. So we decided that we're gonna 1v1, and that might become a YouTube video. So
Yeah.
oh
for
yeah.
context, that's kind
Oh,
of
wow.
that's kind of how I discovered this video because he said
Okay,
it
bet.
too. I
So
saw
this-
your comment on there.
So this is a video from literally 6 years ago. I'm not gonna play the video. Well, maybe I should play a little bit just to show you a little bit.
We need a little bit of context.
So this is just me pretty much cooking a bunch of scrubs.
Wow.
Just a bunch of scrubs. They were so bad. And right here, this is what I'm talking about right here.
Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy.
6 years ago. Yes, sir. I don't know.
What did I say? I can't read it for that far from here.
You said yes, sir, with an all cap. So
Yeah, wow. I remember that court. And
Okay.
watching a bunch of white kids do their thing or whatever. But in terms of like actually watching full length, I don't.
oh,
remember
dude, it was so
shit.
long ago. It was so long ago.
Mo, I likened it to like Mr. Beast paying a bunch of people to let him like cook them in some sport or some shit.
It's
Like
a-
that's exactly what it feels like.
Well, I mean, yeah, you get pretty much a varsity high school player going up against people who've barely even touched a basketball before. It was
Jack's like, dude, guys, let's go hoop.
let's go hoop, and then it wasn't even fun. It was just you need at least a little bit of competition, like when you're playing hoops. But
Did you know of them, or were they just there?
yeah,
The majority of
they
them?
all were like went to the same school, same high school, and everything. So
Okay.
You're a better man than me. Anybody can catch this work any day.
That's
bro. Don't
that's
matter
fact.
the
That's so
age.
real. That's
Don't
so
Don't
fact.
matter shit, bro.
That's so
It's
real.
competition. It's competition. If you step on the court with me,
yeah, I'm cooking regardless. Owen, I'm cooking you too this summer. I'm cooking your ass. I
That's gonna
hope
be a
you know
YouTube
that.
video.
It will be.
People are gonna have to find out on the channel, dude.
It will be. It will be.
Wait, 'cause I won't be there, but I'll get to watch it all
No,
and edit
dude, we
it
gotta
together.
fly
so it'll be-
you out for that. That's gonna be like a.
where do you
main
guys
event.
all live?
Me and Owen live in St. Paul.
I live in North Carolina.
I was just
I-
there like a
Jack
couple
just-
days ago,
Yeah.
or a couple.
Oh,
weeks
really?
ago.
Oh yeah, that
I
was
think
like
last week I was there.
what for like a graduation or something.
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah. It was a family member's graduation.
Yeah, I
Nice.
remember seeing that.
Hell yeah.
I was actually born there too. Crazy enough.
Oh really?
Man, see? Look at that.
Yeah, I was
We got
born
the-
in
we got the
Raleigh.
NC connection.
What brought you to Atlanta then?
I just moved. My parents just moved there when I was like 2-3
Oh,
years
okay.
old.
That's fair. Yeah,
And
so you pretty
like,
much just grew up there then.
Exactly. I was really raised in Atlanta.
Yeah, that's fair. So you've interviewed a lot of NBA players. You've interviewed De'Aaron Fox. You've interviewed Cam Johnson, Baron Davis, Bronny James. A lot of the 2025
I'm gonna
draft.
say most of the 2025 prospects.
Yeah, pretty much all the prospects.
Yeah.
Darius Garland. I don't know if I said Darius Garland. So as an NBA fan turned YouTuber / podcaster, out of all of the people you've interviewed, when the camera turns off, was there anyone that you kind of just sat there and was like, damn, I really just interviewed so-and-so? And what was that experience like?
Yeah, I think specifically, I didn't interview him. Well, I did technically. I spoke to Jaren Jackson Jr.
Okay.
So I think it was either Jaren Jackson Jr. and Darius Garland. Those two specifically are closer to home for me because when I first started making content, I was heavy into like the 2018 NBA draft. Now Darius Garland's not 2018, but he's around that era where I started like seeing an uptick in where my commitment went to another level. And specifically in 2018, I think I had a moment where I interviewed Jaren Jackson Jr. and it was like super quick. It was like some brand deal for the company for 2K or whatever the hell. So it was like literally on the spot. I just got to sign something and I'm like, damn, I don't even have time to like really digest this or whatever. But I did it and I had a conversation with Jaren Jackson Jr. for literally 40 seconds or so,
Wow.
40, 50 seconds. And afterwards, I'm like, damn, he doesn't know this, but I was on Twitter. I was on YouTube comment sections. I was on fucking NBA Draft Reddit defending your fucking name, man. Defending your
NBA
name as a
draft
prospect.
Reddit.
Exactly, bro. I'm like, he doesn't know, but I know that I was literally like a super fan of Jaren Jackson Jr. back when they used to call him like Serge Ibaka.
So yeah, I was gonna say, Mo, you're coming up 3 years of recording with Donnie and Isaac, and back when you first started, what did the process of creating look like for creating y'all's channel, the Deep Three, and like how were you able to meet with all of them?
So I was able to take things back. I was able to meet Isaac first back in the summer of 2022. That's when I landed a internship with House of Highlights. I landed an internship with them. I got into a specific. I landed into a very small team or subsection of House of Highlights, which was like the content team, just the creators, the ideators, and shit like that. And Isaac was a part of that. It was a small group of like maybe 5 people, and I made it into this group. And once I got in contact with Isaac, I basically worked with him a lot through the podcast that House of Highlights then owned at the time through The Wire with Kenny, Pierre, D. Mills, and Mike and all them. So I used to work with Isaac a lot when it comes to that. And within the first 2-3 conversations, this is just like so dude centric, but I sent him a meme and he sent me a meme back. And I'm like, that's the one. That guy gets it. He understands.
That's literally how
understands.
we met. That's literally how we met right there.
Exactly. And exactly. So that's my story when it comes to how I met Isaac. And then a couple weeks go by. I'm still in my senior year of college. I graduate and I'm set to graduate in December. I get a job back at House of Highlights. They offer me a job after I get done with my internship for part-time. And so I'm doing that. And then one day Isaac, he started the podcast with Donovan. I had no idea about it whatsoever.
Oh, okay.
And one day he randomly asked me, like, yeah, like, I have one of my best friends from college here. We have a podcast called The Two Man Game. It used to be called The Two Man Game, and it was like it was
Wow.
small at the time. It had maybe like 1,000, 2,000 maybe followers on TikTok and YouTube. And then I hopped on it. He asked me to be a guest on the episode. I did it, and it went like stupid. The three of us, our chemistry, we're so very different as people, each and every single one of us. And I like to say you can like stereotype all three NBA fans typically across the world, and you'll find someone who's like relatable to each and every one of us.
How would you describe those three fans, and who would be who?
Yeah, so I would say like the super nerdy is
I
obviously
see.
Isaac. He
Yeah.
has glasses. This is his brand, bro. Like he likes
Yeah.
numbers.
Yeah.
Likes to talk about fucking all these efficiency numbers
Yeah.
and rim scoring and all this type of shit. And then there's Donovan, who's just like his mind is so simple. It's like, do you have a bag or do you not have a bag?
Yeah.
Run and dunk man. Like he's just like that type of dude. But also he's fucking hilarious as well. And then there's me, who's just like trolly and super unserious. I'm just goofy, I would say, when it comes to my outlook. But within that too, like we also like each provide like a whole lot of value through our different lenses of the game. Like I'm pulling up numbers, I'm referencing random shit that's happened in the game, coaching tendencies or whatever. Isaac he's all about the numbers and seeing like players' true efficiency shooting and all this type of stuff. LeBron stats, Raptor stats, him. And then Donovan, he's giving like his very at times like old head takes that are hilarious but may have like a little bit truth to it. So those are the differences. That's the difference between all three of us.
Yeah, that's a good answer.
So obviously, yeah, you meet people and you create with people. Who are some of the creators that inspired you guys to start doing YouTube? Deep 3, House of Highlights, all of it.
Or just Mojo
Yeah.
before that.
Yeah. Mojo
99
3,
before it.
whatever you want.
Yeah. So I think that I first started watching YouTube when I was like 12, 13 years old. And the GOAT at the time is Chris Smooth. He was the GOAT then, he's the GOAT now. He'll forever
Shaka
be
cheese.
like that dude. Exactly. So I was heavy into 2K stuff. And then I used to watch this, I don't know if to call it group or duo, Kick Genius. And they used to review a whole lot of like NBA shoes and stuff like that. And from that, I went from that to watching like a whole bunch of like IRL content and vlogging and stuff. And then I ended up landing on basketball creators. I used to watch a lot of, ironically enough, I don't think I've ever said this. Maybe I have, I don't know. I used to watch a lot of Six Rings of Steel. We all know who that is.
Yes.
Matt, great dude. Shout out to him. And then I watched podcast now. It's called No Dunks. But back then they used to have a show called NBA Starters. It's 3 dudes, Taz, Lee Ellis, it used to be 4 dudes. Now it's 3 dudes currently, but it's called NBA Starters, and they very much felt like right now they feel like an older version of us, and they've been doing it for a long time. They had a show on NBA TV recapping all the stuff in a funny, lighthearted way, but also gave you like a good amount of information, and so that was like kind of my nucleus, I would say.
Okay,
and then I would watch random guys like Soluminati and DDG and stuff like that
for sure.
on random stuff.
Okay, so those are the people that you kind of were inspired by, but now that you're a content creator, from your perspective, who would make the NBA YouTuber Mount Rushmore?
Number 1 has to be Chris Smooth, because he's just when it comes to spreading basketball in general, whether it be in real life, talking about recaps that he's been doing for a while now, or just playing a game, it's Chris Smooth. Next immediately has to be Kenny Beecham, King of the Fourth Quarter, Kenny For Real, whatever platform that you recognize him by, he has to be in these conversations, because he's literally like a pioneer. He's also a pioneer very much in the same right. And then after that, I could say like, I don't know, maybe like Mike Korzemba, because he genuinely did like break a lot of shit. He was destroying the YouTube algorithm. He had amazing thumbnails and titles and all that.
Yeah, that's a good answer.
There's a lot of guys. I could list out like Legend of Winning, because he's been doing it for a long time. I used to watch him back when I was in high school a lot too. But I think I want to lean towards this dude. Damn, my mind is kind of going blank for some reason. He used to make NBA videos every single day. back in like 2015, 2016. He wore a snapback, and I think he had like maybe 70 to 100K subscribers. I hate that I'm not remembering his name. Slam Dunk Comedy. That's his
There
name.
it is.
SDC. Slam Dunk Comedy.
What about
his channel doesn't exist anymore, I think, but that dude right there, he's one of my goats.
What about like Cash Nasty or like Flight Reacts? You don't think they make the list?
That's tough.
Because that just came to my mind.
That feels like new. That feels more new gen.
You think
know
so?
what I mean?
That's tough.
Like Kenny and Chris
definitely is
Move.
old gen, I think.
I say yeah, Kenny and Chris Move have been doing this for years. Like Flight popped off during COVID in like 2020, 2021. Am I?
Yeah, that doesn't mean you
Am
can't
I
be
a
part of
casual
it.
on that?
No, I promise you, they've been doing it for a while. I think Flight, he's in his own like lane when it comes to streaming and stuff.
Yeah.
I remember
And
watching
his
like a
basketball stuff
content
for the
creator.
most part is just straight trolling. Cash definitely does deserve to be on the list, but this is just my
at least like honorable
I might have to
mention.
sub out SDC for Cash. I might have to. You're right. I can't disrespect Cash. I met
Yeah.
him one day. He was super cool.
No, I didn't.
I gotta put Cash in
I
there.
didn't hear the deep three in there at all. I just wanted to point that out.
My careers are ongoing. I can't put myself there.
That's
I can't
fair,
put
that's
myself
fair.
there.
Too soon.
So I just wanted to kind of piggyback off of Owen's question on inspiration. So there's so many people looking to get into this kind of work, and like, what advice would you give someone who wants to start something like this and is just starting out?
I would say when it comes to starting out today, you have to love it first and foremost. It's not worth it if you don't love it.
Yeah.
Genuinely, something that I always say is that like all the money or whatever and like things that it's been able to provide for me can disappear. I swear to God, I'm still making videos like out of a trash can if I could. Just because I like talking about basketball and the atmosphere, and I love the game. So you have to love it first and foremost. If you don't love it, it's cooked.
Mhm.
It's no point in chasing it. So you have to love it. If you love it, then you have to be. It sounds cliche, but it's literally the truth. You have to be consistent. If you really sit down and think about it, like people like me and even you guys, whether or not you think about it like this, you guys are modern TV.
Yeah.
Like you guys are constantly on people's faces, and we tune into people like you guys to see what is going on. You guys help me keep track of the NBA today because everyone is too busy wrapped up in their own personal lives. And if I could catch like 10 minutes of my daily dose of the NBA, or if it's a YouTube short or TikTok, 60 seconds or whatever it might be, like that helps fulfill me. And then also that helps like that helps me keep you in mind always when it comes to basketball. So you got to remain consistent. And after those two things, you have to be like obsessive over improvement and figuring out how to get better in your performance by any way possible, whether it be like your delivery on how you talk, camera quality, setup, lighting, just like the psychology on the internet behind how like people think. Because as good as you can be on camera, there's always like another side of things when it comes to regular people like me and you. It's so overly like I hate to use the word saturated, but there's a lot of people on the internet now who does what we all do.
Yeah.
But I think what separates a lot of people is like the quality and stuff. And the value that you provide. I think on my board, something I had since like 2018 on this whiteboard that I have, or 2017 or something like that. And I literally can't erase it because it's so old. But I wrote down every time I make a video, I gotta be a collective of these three things. I gotta be informative, I gotta be entertaining, and I gotta be like motivational in some way, shape, or form. So I think keeping those things along with you through the path and journey will help like set yourself apart from the next 10, 20 NBA content creators.
So when it comes to the NBA, I feel like the other two are pretty self-explanatory, but can you kind of explain like the motivation part of that? Like how does that go into something like an NBA channel?
How does that tie into basketball?
Yeah. That's kind of what I'm saying.
So there's two pathways to it. One of them is just like someone who like you, Jack, who just have a lot of relatability to me, just like some random kid in the crib chilling,
Yes, sir.
like obsessing over basketball.
Yeah.
And we're both like we're around the same age group, so you can get motivation like backhandedly, or in like my videos specifically back in like 2020, 2019, I would always try to talk about things in somewhat of a philosophical light almost at times when I'm describing like, oh, like why you shouldn't compare NBA players or college players to the next Kawhi Leonard or Paul George or whatever. Because you know how we like to,
Yeah,
in the we as
Yeah.
in media like to
those
like say,
comparisons.
"Oh, you're the next Paul George" or whatever. Yeah, in the video I would be like, "Yeah, bro, like comparison is like a thief of joy or whatever,"
Yeah.
you know. Like, so I'll drop like hints, and I would almost in my videos use my videos through whatever I'm going through at that moment as like a journal, hoping that it'll be good for me just to say whatever I'm feeling and wrap it up and convolute it in an NBA context. That way I don't look crazy on the camera venting, but also at the same time too, like someone could very much grasp something from the 15 seconds of lines that I use to just spew whatever, you know, important piece of information or motivating information out there.
Yeah, I think being inspirational in something like this with YouTube is super important when you kind of get to the point where you're at. Whereas, like, there's going to be people who look up to you at this point, and I mean, even me myself, like like I said before, like you were one of the people that kind of got me into this stuff. So, like, being inspirational and being someone that people can look up to, I feel like having that philosophical lens can kind of have people be very loyal to whatever you're doing when it comes to content creation, which builds a lot,
Yeah,
like a
absolutely.
very like loyal audience. I feel like.
Yeah, exactly. I think something that helps for NBA content creators specifically is just maintaining like a level of relatability. I hate people who are like overly who think they are bigger than what they actually are.
Yeah.
You know, at the end of the day, we all like cry, bleed, shit, eat the same,
Yep.
cry the same, and all that. And just because someone may have like a couple extra numbers or a comma next to their Instagram account or whatever it is, literally means nothing. And so I just talk to the camera and everyone as if like I'm already knowing them, and that helps like build the relationship to an extra level.
Yeah,
you know,
relatability for sure. Motivational Mo.
Yeah, at the end of the day, you're having a conversation. It just happens to be in your phone and not to somebody's face.
Right. Exactly.
Exactly.
Yeah. 100%.
So, we'll transition a little bit, keep it more a little lighthearted. I do have ChatGPT's next 75 NBA champions, but without saying the Hawks, I need your next 5.
ChatGPT's next 75
Have you
NBA
guys seen
champions.
that? Like ChatGPT has like from 2025 to 2104.
Oh my
That's the
god.
next 75 NBA champions.
That's insane, bro.
Yeah.
They should have never let us humans get AI.
Then again,
type of questions we ask.
AI also believed in Jason Tatum and the Celtics, so do with that what you want
Damn.
to. But what are your next
Hey,
5?
okay. The Jason Tatum stray here. Damn.
Jason Tatum don't need to stray right now, Owen.
I got
deserve
chill.
that.
I
He
got
just
chill.
got
I got
injured.
chill. But, yeah.
Next 5 NBA champions.
Not
okay.
the Hawks.
Can't be
Say
Trae
that.
Young and the Hawks.
Unless you get Giannis.
All right, cool. All right. I'm gonna say, does this year count? OKC?
Or we could do 6 and say this year, yeah.
Yeah, we can do 6.
Okay, yeah. So 6. OKC. I'm gonna say with what's going on right now, the Knicks eventually will land themselves an NBA champion.
Okay.
I fucking hate to say that so much, but it's gonna happen. Okay. The Lakers naturally are gonna win a championship. It's written in history. I don't know
Who's
how.
that boy?
It's like black voodoo magic, but they always end up winning a championship every like 10 years.
As long as they
And
get
that
a
time
center.
is coming.
As long as they get a center. That's all.
Exactly. So I got the Lakers. I think naturally the Celtics are probably going to come in the next 5 years. I don't know. So much can happen, but I'm going to bet on Jason Tatum.
Okay.
He's like 26, 27. I'm going to bet on Tatum. And then the last team has to be from the Western Conference because the West is so loaded.
It's got to be the Spurs,
I
right?
think I'm going to lean the Spurs.
Yeah.
The Spurs
Exactly,
are a pretty easy.
You got to bet on Wemby, to be honest.
Yeah, exactly. That's not a bad bet at all.
Yeah, the good news is ChatGPT says 2031. You'll be correct, and Wemby will already have 2. So
Damn.
2?
Oh,
Yeah,
he's younger than us. He's like 20.
I'll list the next 6. It had the C's this year, next year, angry Serbian man in the Nuggets, then the Thunder, Thunder in 2027, Spurs 28, Thunder 29, Bucks 30. Jack, don't get too excited, and then
I'm
Spurs
not that
30,
excited. Come on.
2031.
No Hornets?
No,
No Hornets
well,
nowhere?
hold on.
Jeez.
The Bucks in 2030.
Kick that guy out of the conversation. He said Hornets.
The Bucks in 2030, Jack. I can screen share if we don't believe.
No, I believe you. It's just like that doesn't really. There's no logic behind that because we're probably thinking that Giannis is going to leave, and if he does stay, they don't have any draft picks for the next 5 years.
Yeah.
So it's
They're
like,
expecting
Jack-
Dylan Harper to carry.
Jack,
Yeah.
this AI has the Beijing Dragons winning the NBA championship in
oh my
2016.
god,
No, are you
Come on.
serious?
Come on, I'm
some
so serious
expansion
right now.
team here.
I'm so serious.
Oh,
Oh,
they really went
wow.
global.
Wow,
Yeah.
we gotta have some punishment for ChatGPT, man. They deserve like 1,000 lashes, bro.
brutal,
This is
dude.
outrageous.
Unbelievable.
That tweet got 7.7 million views, and the comments were just flaming whoever posted it. It's hilarious.
Beijing. Oh my gosh. Okay, so most people who watch YouTube obviously don't understand like the behind the scenes that go on with being a content creator. What's something about being a YouTuber that most people just don't really like notice that you guys deal with? Whether it's like problems or anything like that, like something that can go wrong pretty often.
Something that goes wrong pretty often is that you wear so many hats as a content creator. You are the talent on set, on camera. You are the ideator. You have to come up with the idea.
Mhm.
You are the video editor in some cases.
Mhm.
You are also like the audio technician. If you fucking toy with the audio or whatever, right before this call, you are an audio technician as well. You know, you are the cameraman. You are the producer assistant. You are the director. You know, you're also making like thumbnails and whatnot. Like there's so many hats that we have to wear, and I think that a lot of people don't realize the system of things that we have to do in order for them to see the final product. So I think what's the problem that I had over the last like 48 hours, I would say. I had issues like editing on Adobe Premiere Pro earlier. It was just acting overly slow. So those are just natural things that people don't get to see. There's other things like, okay, like there's lighting issues. Like I don't know if this camera looks that well, and there's also like a lot of shadow. And also another thing too, one of the lights that I bought as well, it's like actually broken. Like the power switch is not there, and so my light, there's like lighting like imbalance here, and it's not the best. But hey, like there's random things like that just happen within the process that people behind the scenes do not know whatsoever. All they're focused on is the take or whatever piece of information I'm giving them at the moment. So it's so many things.
I feel like the audio is even more important than like the visual too, because some of the times, especially if it's a podcast, you're in the car driving to work or wherever you're going, like going about your own business, and you might not even be seeing it, but you're hearing it. And I feel like that's like most important when it comes to like actually getting your YouTube out.
Yeah, I agree. I think end all be all that's more important, but I think it's slowly like video vodcasts. That's what they call them, I guess. Like a lot of companies have turned the heel since like last year. YouTube made a podcast section or subcategory for every channel, and since then, like so many, like an old company who I used to work for after I left House of Highlights, I went to this company called Whistle. And these guys, as soon as like this YouTube stuff came out, they were trying to like get me to make another podcast, and I was like, ain't doing that.
No.
And they were only strictly doing it for the dollar.
Yeah.
You know, they see a lot of value in a show, and if you have a show, you can attach like so much dollars towards that, and so they're just trying to reap the benefits of that. So it's YouTube, and then also Spotify. I think over the last 7-8 months or so, they released like a video formats of podcasts too. So we've been uploading stuff there for the last few months. So I think video is almost becoming just as important. It's not it's not the end all be all, but it's getting there.
Yeah, I think I can agree with that.
So Mo, you've had tons of success, you know, and I know it's been great, but like, can you ever, you know,
Blaze me, yes.
Like, that's insane. That's insane. Carry on.
Has there ever been a moment where you felt that things just weren't going your way, and it felt like, you know, you wouldn't see over that hill, but you did push yourself to that point to where you were able to surpass it?
Dude, yeah, I think 90% of content creators, or actually 99% of content creators, go through that. And me specifically, I went through that when I was on the verge of graduating college. Naturally, like I'm like, okay, I got like 40K subscribers on YouTube or whatever. I'm pulling in, I don't know, like 5 to 12,000 views every video. I appreciate it. I love it. I love my community, but this is nowhere near close to paying the bills. Like I'm talking like when I was a senior, I was making like senior in college, I was making like $200 or $300 a month on YouTube,
Mm.
which is like it's like it's not much at
Extra
that point in
cash.
time.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. But I'm like, okay, like I'm on the verge of graduating college soon, and so I need to make that next step. At the time,
Yeah.
I was in a relationship, and I'm like, okay, I'm trying to provide for my significant other. These views keep on dropping and dropping and dropping, and I didn't really figure out at the time how much YouTube was a like a numbers game and like an algorithmic game as well, and
Mm.
I didn't figure that out. Everything that I just looked in, everything that I did felt like it was just like luck, and it was just like my lucky day. The time period is 2021 up until like 2022, summer 2022 is when I was going through like a rut on YouTube. Views weren't hitting, everything was missing. A lot of my titles and stuff like that were not good. Thumbnails were nasty. You can go back. I leave everything up there
Oh
just
yeah.
to like be a case proven. Like the viewer, you can see the viewership like slowly declining. I went from getting like 20K views to 10 maybe to like 900 views. I was in a hole. And what I did to escape that was it got so bad to the point to where I remember like every time I would upload a YouTube video, I would just get like slight anxiety, and it should never be that deep because at the end of the day, it's a YouTube and it's for fun, and everything that I put out there is out there for the things that I listed earlier in terms of value for not only like myself but for the world. And so yeah, it got to a point where I would be even like anxious and shit. And so how I got out of that was I just slowly started to separate myself away from YouTube, and I came to a realization like, I have XYZ skill set. I was able to build up my own platform, which a lot of brands and companies aren't able to do that. I'm in school. Why not go ahead and apply for internships and also apply for actual jobs as well while I'm in school? Because I know I have like a level ahead. I'm a couple levels ahead of the average like company worker or whatever for the sake of my own, based off of the own dirt groundwork that I laid for myself. And my channel was like 100% proof of that. And so I applied for a job at this place called Clutch Points. I think you guys
I've
have
heard of
100%.
that. I've heard of it.
Yeah. And I applied, I did an interview or whatever, I think maybe one or two, and I was in, and then I was able to maintain a steady level of income. And also on top of that too, which is very underrated, I was able to put myself in a room full of people who were smarter than me. I think that's
Yes.
like one of the biggest takeaways, just in general, no matter what the niche is. But and that's when I was introduced at first to short form content.
Yeah.
And I was doing that over there for them for maybe 3 or 4 months up until I got the House of Highlights internship, and I learned a lot. I had videos that reached like 7 million views with them, and that unlocked so much for me at that point in time because I gained new knowledge. I was able to get like somewhat steady income. I think I was making like $800 to $1,000 a month, which was fantastic for me at that point in time, you know? And on top of that as well, I was able to add another layer of like proof of my work and the concepts that I built up over the last few years to make me undeniable to pretty much like any organization out there.
So I've got a pair of them. So did you go to school to
I do
like get like
too.
a
I
mass?
think we all do.
Yeah, did you go to school to get like a
That's
mass
wild.
media
That's
degree?
wild.
Wait, my bad. What'd you say?
No, you're good. You're good.
That got me off track. I'm sorry. Continue.
Yeah, Jack, calm down. Breathe. Did you go to school to get like a mass media degree? Because if you scroll back on our channel, I was recording these from like my campus apartment. Did you use school as like a cover to build the brand, or was this the plan the whole time, no matter whether you went to school or not? Like, was this the plan no matter what, or was there a day job ahead if you didn't become an NBA content creator?
I wanted this to be the plan straight up. There was an
Yeah.
opportunity for me to be like
As
a regular
everyone
day
does.
job worker, but it would be in like social media with House of Highlights doing stuff over there. If I wasn't doing the Deep 3 stuff, I would 100% be like whether it be with like ESPN or House of Highlights or some like company. But I was using my bachelor's in I got a bachelor's in journalism, communications, and media, and
Okay,
all
yeah,
that.
so some sort of
With a
mass communications degree. Yeah.
exactly, I do with a focus on media. And I only got that because I remember when I first started YouTube and when I was in the Amino Hardwood streets and all that, I didn't enroll into college until I knew I had like a certain pathway, and me gaining like 8,000 subscribers told me all that I needed to know. And that's when I enrolled into college. And I told my dad, I remember when I graduated high school, I took a gap year because I was like, bro, I'm depressed. This damn girl broke my heart in the summer. I need to get my mind off her. I'm
This
not gonna
villain
go to
origin
school because
story.
I need to. Exactly, bro. And I'm like, yo, I'm not gonna go to school because I don't know what I want to do, and I will be like a first generation college student or graduate. I'm not trying to waste any of my family's resources or any dollars if I don't know what I'm doing.
Mhm.
I'm gonna stay home, figure myself out for a year, and that's exactly what happened. Rolled into school with like 8,000 subscribers, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna do this in journalism, but the North Star is to do this full time. I don't think this journalism degree is gonna be necessarily useful. It was backhandedly, but I had a plan all along to be this and do this to this degree.
I'm going to give you 2 NBA players, and you're going to tell me who would you rather start your franchise with? Anthony Edwards and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Go at it,
Damn.
Owen. Go at it.
I'm gonna try not to rage here because I literally muted his Sports Center interview last night after the post game. So like, I'm not listening to this. I'm a Wolves fan, by the way, Mo. So
Yeah, we're from Minnesota.
Oh
so.
wow!
obviously
Yeah.
we have trauma, but I'm gonna say Ant because not even from a bias standpoint, he's a better player.
Oh, and he's putting up MJ numbers right now.
Yeah, he's
Okay,
SGA isn't getting compared to being MJ's son. Anthony Edwards is. There's that level.
What does Anthony Edwards do better than Shai on the basketball court?
besides the 3-point shot.
Anthony Edwards is from Atlanta, so I'm a humongous Anthony Edwards.
I was gonna say
That's a
there's
good
some
point.
bias
That's a
there,
good
too.
point.
I think
I didn't even
I
think
think he's a better defender. I mean, I guess Shai is top 5 in some defensive categories. I'm not going to run from that, but Ant's a better defender. I think honestly, Ant's a better driver from the simple fact that again, there's a full 3-minute compilation of SGA foul baiting in one game last night. I don't see Ant doing any of that. I
That doesn't
question
make
the
him a bad player.
I'll
It's
say
a
this,
skill.
Owen. At
It's a
least
It is.
It's a skill.
at least Shai didn't put up 0 points in the fourth.
Damn.
That's fair. I'll give him that. But think about it, guys. In the era of like superstars now, how many of them are hailed for a defense? Luka isn't. Braun, I guess obviously he's 40. He's not.
Okay.
Like, how many superstars are you seeing actually playing both sides of the ball?
Well, that's because
We'll keep that in mind.
when it comes to superstars, like you're usually the number one option with scoring. So especially when it comes to the playoffs, I mean, you should have other players on that roster that take over that role, so you can become that guy. That doesn't mean like you're a bad defender. It just means you have other priorities.
I mean, Julius Randle did that when Ant was in the locker room with his injury gimmick or the ankle issue last night. Well, dude, NBA and Wolves Twitter specifically was like, Ant the injury gimmick, man. He started it early this series. And I'm like it's not a gimmick. You guys ankle landed on by a grown-ass man. Like,
Okay,
if you want to say lean Anthony Edwards, I can understand it. I'm not going to argue it. But Shai's 26, just won his first MVP. He's literally, historically, one of the best bucket getters that the league has ever seen.
He's so good.
Whether it be from the mid-range game, when it comes to finishing in the paint, he's one of the most unique guard finishers ever, period. And he has efficiency stats that are similar in the regular season to fucking Shaquille O'Neal. He doesn't make any sense. I love the thought of Anthony Edwards being like a better driver, but that's just not what the actuality is. I saw a stat the other day too. You don't believe it. This dude was shooting 7% from the mid-range area.
7 or 70?
The entirety of the playoffs.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Wait, did you say 7 or 70?
7%. SEVEN. 7% from the mid-range area. And historically, too, he's not been a great mid-range shooter as well.
Yeah.
Throughout the entirety of his career.
I got to be completely honest. I don't think you can go wrong either way. It's just about what style of ball you like more.
Okay, here's the thing. Here's the thing, though, because the question is, who would you rather start your franchise with? Now let's compare 23-year-old Ant, who is 23 right now, if not 24, or 24-year-old Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Who are you picking?
So 24-year-old Shai.
You might want to go Ant that route because he is like 3 years younger.
Yes, he is.
Alex, we might need to have you do this because I'm biased and
What?
Mo argued for SGA.
At 23-year-old Shai Alexander, he averaged 24, 5, and 6. He shot 30% from the 3-point line, 45% from the field. Numbers, obviously, I think Anthony Edwards' numbers are much better, but it's not like I'm more so leaning with the sure thing. I know Shea is one of the 4 best players that the NBA has to offer.
Yeah.
You know, Anthony Edwards, there's still some questions about his game. Obviously, he's much better compared to 23-year-old Shea. But as of now, I'm taking what's solidified. Anthony Edwards could remain like a top 11, 12 player for the next like 5, 6 years. We see this commonly, like certain players are supposed to hit new highs in their ability to, they're supposed to hit new highs in their player development, and it just doesn't happen for whatever reason. We see that time and time again with so many young star players. Ant's not a given yet. He's almost there. He's getting there, but I'll lean towards Shea still if I'm building an organization. Give me the guarantee.
Would that change if the Wolves win the West in a week and a half? Does that change for you at all, or is it Shea no matter what?
I don't think that happens though.
Yeah, I don't know if that happens.
Again,
if it happens,
it's a massive if, obviously.
Yeah, I'm still gonna lean towards Shea for now.
That's fair.
But if that happens, then that means that we literally seen Anthony Edwards turn into Michael Jordan. He's figured out the most hellacious modern NBA defense that we've seen fucking ever.
And honestly, Mo argues perfectly for Shea.
Yeah.
Like, Ant in 3 years could be more than what Shea is now. But like what Mo says is like Shea is solidified. So if I'm starting a franchise, I want a guy who I know is going to make it to a like top 3, top 4 guy.
So I guess the counter argument is the comparison of where Shea was when he was 23 years old. And Ant is just like that right now. And 3 years down the line, he may still just be the same guy. Maybe injuries played a role in the next 3 years. But like at the same time, if Shea was able to make this jump in 3 years, the sky is the limit for Anthony Edwards.
Yeah, I agree with that for sure. But I'm just focused on now.
Yeah.
Like if I'm a GM and I'm worried about putting food on my table and maintaining my job,
Matt Ishbia.
God forbid, please give me what's like 100% certain. And I'll live with whatever consequences.
I don't think you can
give me the guaranteed MVP.
I don't think you can go wrong either way, to be honest with you. I mean, these are just 2 great picks there.
I'm looking at StatHead. Statistically, it's SGA. It's not even close, unfortunately.
You're so real for that. I said it's not even close.
You know, props to
I'm
Owen.
biased, of course, but the numbers don't lie. I've tweeted this 1,000 times. Men lie, women lie, numbers don't.
Yep.
Numbers don't. And numbers are telling me. Aura Man.
Hey, and you've come around, man. Owen, you've come around because we were doing this podcast a year ago. A year ago, you were comparing the Wolves to the Thunder, and you were like so against the Thunder. You didn't think that they were going to do anything. And now
it hurt me a little bit, Jack. It hurt me internally to do that.
Hey, that's what we call growth, brother. And I'm a Wolves fan too. That's growth. We have a 36-year-old Kevin Durant and a 37-year-old Stephen Curry.
Give me Steph Curry.
Yeah.
No question?
Steph Curry.
I don't think it's even close. I think it's Steph.
Okay.
Yeah, I just don't trust KD, bro. Like for both of
KD
these
might
players, injuries are gonna be up. Yeah, KD, you have a lot more uncertainty because he has proven time and time again when shit get bad, he is 110% gone. But with Steph, she's been bad for the last few years, for the last 2-3 years or whatever, and he's like stayed put and hasn't made any wild requests or like literally been forcing his way out. He could have done that a long time ago. I'm leaning Steph too because also I think it's easier it's probably, I don't want to say easier to build a team around him because he is a smaller point guard, but I think Steph is better all time, so I'm still taking Steph. He could be 38, 39, don't matter.
I just got to say.
I was going to say, I'll agree with Steph. I'll let you go here in a second, but I'd agree with the Steph thing from the simple fact that he has what's called gravity. And again, I went back and forth with Warriors fans during Warriors Wolves being like, you guys don't even know what gravity actually means on a basketball court. But when one player is the talking point of an entire series result, I think that means something, let alone the greatest shooter on planet Earth. I think it's not ridiculous to say he's the greatest shooter on Earth, right?
No.
Obviously, like all time. We were talking about Steph?
Yeah. All time.
That's not even a
Greatest shooter
question.
ever.
That's not even a question.
Okay, good. Okay, I had to make sure because Jack, I've said stuff like that, and you guys have given me backwards looks that have led to memes on this chat.
Okay,
So-
where's my hat? Because I need to show him first and foremost. Stephen Curry, you're talking about me saying you said I gave you a bad look when you said Steph Curry was the greatest shooter of all time.
No, I'm talking about just like I've made wild ass comps on here, and there's
Yes, you
Yes,
have.
yeah,
memes
but
of
those
me
are-
going like
those
this,
were
there's
wild.
Jack going like this, like
What's the wildest thing that he said that you guys remember?
Oh, off the top of my head.
Oh, what was there was one recently. What was the one that he said, like, I want to say 2 episodes ago?
it was uninformed. All of these are uninformed. They're not like rage. I promise I'm not trying to rage bait.
That's
Sometimes-
wild because it feels like rage bait.
yeah, which is fair. It's completely fair, but
I wish I remembered the one he said like 2 episodes ago that made no sense, but I can't remember off the top of my
Was
head.
it
what
playoff
was.
related?
oh, I know what it is.
I
It was
can't remember now.
it was like, do you value Brandon Clark? And then Bean's like,
Yes!
Oh, yeah,
yes, I'm getting Giannis.
Okay, yeah. So we were doing a trade proposal for Giannis going to
for the
Memphis,
Grizz.
and it
Yeah.
was John Morant, and to make the contracts work, we needed to get Brandon Clark. So I'm like, okay, I'm looking at Brandon Clark here. I'm looking at there was one other player that I was looking at for them to trade, and then Owen goes, Bean, are you like, because they were pretty confident in Brandon Clark. Are you really wanting to give up Brandon Clark in
He
this?
was the centerpiece of the Grizz before they imploded.
And then Bean goes, well, Owen, tell me who I'm getting because it's
Yeah, and then
Giannis.
Bean just in the face and goes, I'm getting Giannis.
Man,
Something
that's
like that,
hilarious.
yeah.
Man.
Um,
Shout out to Brandon Clark mentioned. Woo!
I know.
I love Brandon Clark.
2025, yeah.
What was he? He was Gonzaga, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, he went to Zag. He was teammates with
was
Rui
wow.
on the Lakers.
Yeah. Another one. It was right after Alex Caruso, and this is perfect timing. It was right after Alex Caruso got traded from the Bulls to the
Oh
Thunder,
God.
and we were trying to compare who makes more of an impact on the court. Is it Kobe White or is it Alex
Oh, God.
Caruso?
Not the Kobe White, no.
And you tell me,
Absolutely.
Owen, you tell me who you said. You tell me who you said. Say it. Say it with your chest. Say it
No,
with your
I
chest.
advocated for Kobe White.
You advocated
I
for Kobe White.
advocated
Because
White.
why? Because why? Because,
Progression. Some
No.
shit about progression.
No, you word for word, you said because he's a point guard and he has stability. You get not stability, continuity. You said it brings them continuity.
Yeah,
Like
some
Kobe
shit
White.
about stability.
No, no, no,
AKA
no.
Kobe White gets buckets, and I respect it.
Thank you.
No,
Are you
yes.
wrong? Absolutely.
Actually,
Yeah.
I'm mistaken. I'm mistaken because it wasn't Alex Caruso.
Was it?
We were talking about Trey Young, Owen. Do you remember that?
Oh my God. There's no.
Because you called Trey Young, and we're talking to a Hawks fan right now.
Ooh.
You called him a shot chucker, Owen.
Am I
need
wrong?
My gun.
Mo, I love you, but is Trey Young not a shot chucker at times because there's no help around him?
No,
And they
he's got
traded
help
away
now.
DeAndre Hunter.
Number one option.
Yeah, he's
He's
the
not
number
a
one
shot
option.
chucker.
Come on. Yeah,
Yeah, he's the number one option. He's not. Sometimes he takes horrendous shots.
guess-
Yes, he can look like that.
Yeah, that's what
He
I
can
mean by
look
shot
like that.
chucker is he takes bad shots occasionally.
Yeah,
Then
but
again,
he's-
what
When
NBA
you
player
say shot
doesn't?
chucker,
So
That just gives it a super negative connotation, as if he's like a black hole. He's like, you
that's
guys know Alonzo Trier on the Knicks. You remember him?
yeah.
Alonzo, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, he's a shot chucker.
That's
like
yeah, that's, a
guys
shot.
who
Yeah.
just like
That's what
getting this bag
that's what
off.
this guy was.
That's what I-
this guy was.
That's kind of what I meant by shot chucker. Is like he takes more bad shots than you'd expect for a number one option.
Oh, hold
Then
on.
again,
Who's number 5 on the Hornets?
Oh, I was about
This
to
is
ask.
not Mark Williams. That's not Mark Williams. This is James Booknight.
Damn. 'Cause I was gonna ask him like, hey, who do you think that number 5 is? Do you think it's Mark Williams? No,
James Booknight.
Oh my
this was-
god!
James.
This was NBA 75.
Oh my god!
You spent
personally,
real
when I,
dollars on
think
that.
of, when I think of James Booknight, all I think of is Doritos and a handgun. The rest is up to the world.
I just Google him. The first picture of him in his UConn jersey, he looks like Sid the Sloth because it's a shit angle, so his eyes
Oh
look far
my
apart.
God.
Oh man.
That's an
now-
awful angle.
We gotta
dude.
put that up. Okay, so
That's
speaking
hilarious.
of Trey Young, these are another 2 players that I'll give you, and you're gonna tell me who you would choose to start your franchise with. It's gonna be a 26-year-old Trey Young versus a 25-year-old John Morant.
That's tough. I think I would eventually lean to. I think John Morant overall is probably the better player, but Trey Young is the more stable option because he's showing up to work every day. He doesn't have wild injury issues or concerns. Obviously, we could talk about how Trey Young doesn't have any off-court issues ever, so that's also plays a part into it as well. I think I'm leaning Trey Young because he's just there. The biggest issue with Ja and the Memphis Grizzlies is that they literally inverted their entire play style built around Ja Morant not being there, because anytime he missed out on time, that would fuck over the entire game plan. And so their old coach Taylor Jenkins just made it to a point to where they're Ja Morant proof, meaning if he's here or not, we're still playing our form and brand of basketball. That's why Ja Morant's numbers are all down and shit.
Yeah.
So I think I'm leaning towards Trey Young. He feels more scalable around any star player, or not star player, any system overall. And he's going to show up all day, every day.
Actually, I think you were right with a star player, because personally, I don't think he is a championship number one option. So if you put him against a star player like a Giannis, if you end up trading for Giannis, that would be his perfect role.
I never thought Trey Young would become the cornerstone of a franchise simply because he shows up to work. That's when it comes to
compared to when his comparison is Ja Morant. He's
that's
much better overall. Just based off, he can come to work. Ja Morant, he's limping to work. Ja Morant, he might even not go to work because he got suspended. There's so many worries with him.
All right, I got another one for you guys. 2 players. You're gonna tell me who you would choose to start your franchise with. I have a 33-year-old Kawhi Leonard versus an 18-year-old Cooper Flag.
Oh wow!
This is a great
surefire small forward. He's been there. He's been there multiple times. Versus someone who is most likely going to be a great player, but we're
starting our organization out. Was that the question?
Yeah, you're starting off your organization. That way,
I'm taking.
Yeah,
ooh.
I think I'm taking Cooper Flag there.
Give me Cooper Flag.
I'm taking Cooper Flag as well. I love Kawhi. Obviously, when he's healthy, he's a top 10 player in the NBA. Could look like he's top 5 on any given playoff night. But because of the inconsistencies in health, I'm leaning towards give me 18-year-old Cooper Flag, and I can have him for the next 10 years,
that's what I'm saying.
Hopefully injury free.
Yeah,
completely.
That one on paper is entirely too easy again, because Cooper Flag is literally half of Kawhi's age. So I'm getting an extra 15 years on my championship time if he stays healthy. Where Kawhi's got 2-3, hopefully 2-3 with his knees, but
yeah,
I think this.
Yeah, I'm not betting on Kawhi. Sadly.
That's fair.
I hate it.
I mean, this year he did stay healthy in the playoffs, but that might just be a one of one thing.
That's also the fact that they survived one series, unfortunately.
Yeah, if he went into going up against the Thunder and that gauntlet of defense, he might have went down.
Suddenly my knees would actually start hurting, even if they were healthy.
All right, so here's another 2 players for you. Who would you start your franchise with? And this is post-injury. We have Jason Tatum versus Paolo Banchero. This is a little bit more of a difficult one.
Post ACL? This is after difficult. The surgery and
Yep. After moving forward, you're going to take this next year off, but hey, you have a surefire, champion here versus someone who could be great.
I think we've seen players in the modern NBA come back fully, like they never skipped a beat from the Achilles tear. Mm-hmm. But Paolo Banchero is one of the young players who he had a fantastic first round series. I think he shot like 44% from 3, which is amazing. He was the only real offensive threat on that team. But there's still some things missing with his game that is stopping him from going into stardom. Now, those things could be his team has 0 fucking spacing. Swear to God, Owen, if you were on that goddamn starting lineup, you would be the second best shooter on that team.
That's crazy.
Put this on my life. Put this on my life. Them boys could not throw a rock into an ocean.
We said when the Magic got eliminated, for the love of God, draft a shooter. Anybody.
Yeah.
Literally anybody.
Walter Clayton. That's all you say. Walter Clayton.
Yeah. Carry on.
It's hard to choose between the 2, but I think I may, because Paolo, he just needs to unlock certain things into his game and also be in a better situation, and he's immediately gonna surge into top 10 NBA player conversations. Meanwhile, Jason Tatum, he's already there, and I think if Jason Tatum can come back at least 85% back to himself, he's still a top 10 to 15 player, considering the defense, the shot, his ability
Especially
to
defense.
legit guard 1 through 5 at times. Like he can legit guard 1 through
Top
5.
five with a cut, by the way.
Said what?
Top 5 with a cut. Yes, sir, he is. I think I'm gonna lean towards Tatum for now. I might hate
Really?
myself,
Really?
but I might lean towards Tatum because he's
And plus, he's still
the
only
truth
19.
right now.
Yeah, it's true.
Exactly.
Only 19.
You don't age.
Still only
Exactly.
19.
19.
Well, Bean, what was your answer, Bean?
Oh, see. I'm a as a. This is hard. This is two Duke boys, head to head. One of them I'm a little bit of a bigger fan of than the other. I gotta go. I like Paolo. I do like Paolo a lot. So
Yeah.
I'll stick with that. I could be very much wrong, and I'll take that as being wrong. You know, sometimes you swing and you miss, and
Yeah,
I
There's a lot of
really
variance
like
with
what
Paolo.
Paolo's game is. Yeah, there is.
There's a lot of variance with him. I think the biggest things for him is if he was able to adjust his shot diet and attack more.
Mhm.
I might lean towards Paolo actually because I'm trusting his youth, and I'm like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
That's
gonna
where I
say
was
that
going with.
he's just in a really bad environment, so I'm leaning Paolo.
I was gonna say
Yeah, I mean, that team-
Paolo because his game is raw. Like Jason Tatum, you expect X amount of things to happen in a game. Paolo, there's a ton of room for improvement from the standpoint of he's drafted 5 years behind Tatum, entirely different franchise, entirely different system. Like that's the hard part is you're comparing a already polished guy who's in top 15 conversations to Paolo Banchero who has absolutely no help and is only 4 or 5 years in the league. Like
Yeah,
that's a tough part about it.
Yeah,
Paolo's still raw.
yeah.
He's not even off his rookie deal. He's still raw.
Because he could end up being the best player in the league, or he could not make an All-Star appearance. You never know.
That's a gamble.
It is.
he's
It's
already
a
made
gamble.
one. He's already made one, I think.
Did he make it this year?
Who, Paolo?
Not this year, but he made
No,
it
not
last
this year.
I believe.
Oh, okay.
Not this year because he got hurt.
Yeah,
he
yeah.
tore his oblique.
That's right.
Yeah.
Like,
I was saying if only KCP could shoot, but
Oh
that
my
was a 1 year
gosh.
thing.
Relying
and he'll
on
never do it
KCP
again.
in 2024, 2025 is crazy.
I have two NBA players for you. These ones are kind of on the younger end, both of them. And you're going to tell me which two players you would choose to start your franchise with. It's the point guard from the Trailblazers, Scoot Henderson at 21 years old, or are you going with the 6'5" shooting guard from Dub Nation? I'm a Warriors fan, Mo. Brandon Pajemski at 22 years old.
these two are in very, very different situations, but
Yeah.
the talent gap may be like damn near level headed.
Yeah.
When it comes to Scoot, like his name has plummeted to the dirt, bro. We're talking about Pods right here. Not to say that Pods is dirt, but fuck, man, he was like a mid to late first round pick.
Yeah, he's like
Scoot was
27.
I think he was, yeah, and Scoot was like the third pick just a couple of years ago,
Yeah.
right behind Wemby. And damn, bro, that's
Mills.
tough.
And Brandon Miller.
Yeah, that's tough.
Well, you think about it, I'll offer this. Scoot clears Pods in points, assists, and stocks.
Yeah, he also Scoot
Just go
doesn't have
reference.
Stephen Curry on his roster.
Yeah, you're right.
Like,
He's got DeAndre Ayton and Donovan Clingan
Yeah.
as his centers.
I think for the sake of like, if I'm building a championship team, then I'm taking Pods because I think he's more ready made and he can adapt into several roles. He can catch and shoot. He can be he could guard one of the better offensive players, rebound, all that. But if I'm building from scratch, I'm taking Scoot because I need a star.
Yeah.
Mm.
So
I think even if I am starting from scratch, I mean, if you're starting a franchise, that doesn't mean your first guy that you add to the roster, that doesn't have to be like your star. So I think what you said about like the kind of, I want to say championship, but like playoff experience, he like you said, he knows how to play a role. I mean, he's number one in the league in charges, if that means anything. So I think I'm
glue guy.
Pause. Yeah, glue guy.
it's your glue guy, but
Yeah, it's not a bad idea. I honestly, that's not wrong at all. I damn near went that way as well because he's useful in every situation, every scenario. There's not a team out there in the league that wouldn't be like, yeah, we don't want him a part of our top 7 rotation.
Jalen Brunson and Tyrese Halliburton. Games tonight.
Oh no.
Oh,
Very, very different players. I think
Very
right now
different.
I would only lean towards Tyrese for the sake of he's much younger than someone like Jalen Brunson. Jalen Brunson's like pushing 30.
I
That's
think
like
he's 30
the
at this
most
point.
like
yeah.
Fact. I think he's like 28, 27 or
Oh,
something. I
is
don't
he?
know. But Tyrese Halliburton's much more younger. Tyrese is like 23, maybe 24, something like that. And I
Yeah,
think
Jalen
that
Brunson's 28.
Oh, is he 28?
yeah,
Okay.
he's
Hallie's like 25.
yeah, close to 30.
Yeah.
Really?
Isn't he young?
No. He was in the
But
same
you-
draft
Yeah,
class
Reese
as
He's
is
25.
you
He's
gotta
25. Yeah, he's
Remember,
25.
he spent. I'm pretty sure he spent almost the entirety of his rookie deal in Sacramento, which is 4 or 5 years.
That's wild. This man
Damn.
is 25 years
He's
old.
25. Yeah, he was born
Yeah,
in the year
no.
2000, brother.
Yeah, give me Tyrese Halliburton all day. All day. I think
Yeah,
Brunson
give me
is a better
Tyrese.
player like as we speak right now. But if
Yeah.
I'm starting a franchise, I'm taking Tyrese for sure.
Yeah, I agree. Tyree just feels like the safer bet because there's so much more room for growth.
Yes.
Yeah, when it comes to the 3-point shooting, the passing, of course, is there. He's already one of the best in the league at his position already. Get him in the lab for a few more years, get him to work on that offensive bag, and
Yeah.
I feel good with him. Feel good with him.
I'll argue for Jalen Brunson on the simple fact that it's kind of you can draft somebody behind. Let's say you assemble your starting five, then you draft like a backup point guard to sit behind somebody. Who better to sit behind them than the clutch player of the year? And then again, by the time his contract's up, he's 33, Jack, and the guy behind him is ready to go. And if the guy behind him isn't ready to go in 5 years, then you draft somebody new and rinse and repeat. So
Yeah, give me Tyrese. I'm sorry.
yeah.
I'm sorry.
I'm just saying, like, if you want like the old head point guard that you can give 1 5-year deal to, and then he can fade off in the sunset when he retires.
Mm.
You have somebody behind him, then go ahead with Jalen Brunson. But I'll take Hallie. I'll take Hallie under normal circumstances too, though.
How does a fantasy draft work? Like I've never actually done one before.
So what I have here is I have two notes here. I have one called the expansion draft, and I have 6 players of every single team, where every single team can keep 6 players. Everyone else from that roster is available to pick. So, for example, the Cavaliers, Darius Garland, Donovan Mitchell, Jarrett Allen, Evan Mobley, DeAndre Hunter, and I have Ty Jerome. So then everyone available would be Isaac Okoro, Dean Wade, Sam Merrill, and Max Strus.
Yeah, so
For
like
example.
me and Alex picked from that player pool that he just listed. The second player pool he just listed is everybody else who's not safe.
So then my other one, I have the notable players available. I can send that to you quick if you don't have it, Mo. I think I sent it in the group chat.
I think it's in the group chat. Yeah, I see it.
Okay.
I got it.
You do see it? Okay. Bet. So we can do a flip of the coin here. Whoever gets heads gets the first overall pick. And of course, it's Bean and Owen versus me and Mojo. And whoever gets the first overall pick gets the first pick. And then the other team gets second and third and fourth and fifth.
So we're serpentine.
Serpentine draft here.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, Bean, do you want to do the coin flip?
Yeah. How do you want me to do it? Do you mean to pull up something to screen share?
You can
or I
chat
could just ask
GPT,
Julie?
anything. Don't matter.
All right. So this is for 1. Let's see.
Spin the wheel. Spin the wheel.
Spin. Oh, I thought we were going with that.
Come on.
All right.
All right. So, okay, Owen, I'm just gonna look at you. I'm not gonna. Do we go ahead and take? What position do we take first?
Well, we just talked about a bunch of guards being corner pieces of franchise, so I feel like you need a franchise point guard. So
Do we need to take the number one franchise, the number one guard we had?
At which position? Point guard or shooting guard?
Point guard.
Yeah, I think we have to.
All right,
Damn.
so with our first pick, we're gonna pick up Andrew Nimhard.
Okay. Quality pick.
Okay, Mo, this is you. And take your time.
All
We
right.
got 30. What do we got? 30 seconds on the clock here.
I'm
Yeah.
on go. Give me the only All-Star on this list so far, or one of the only All-Stars. At the point guard position, give me Fred VanVleet.
That was
That was our option.
that was me
second
and Ian's
option, yeah.
backup option.
Hey.
So
Yeah. Proven. Already
I-
won an NBA champion. Most improved player of the year. Was he? I don't know. I might be lying right now. Just saying shit. But he was an All-Star and he did definitely win NBA champion. So give me that
Yeah.
veteran savviness.
That's a great point. Are we putting Cap into this or no?
Nah, I think Cap might be too complicated.
Okay.
Yeah, that's gonna be too much to factor
that's-
in.
Yeah.
Okay.
And plus, that'll nerf me too because he makes a bag.
Yeah. Yep. Exactly. Okay. So I'm kind of gauging what Mo went with that first overall pick. So I think we're not gonna go super young, at least to start. I think I'm gonna do best player available. And I think the best player available for me is the center
say
from
it.
Minnesota, Rudy Gobert.
Damn.
Okay.
Damn it.
Okay.
Being our center depth just took a serious hit. Not gonna lie.
Hey,
Yeah,
we weren't even
100%.
prepared for this too.
We
Damn.
probably should have
Here
taken
we
him
go.
first. He was the best player on the board.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Expensive
I
pick.
like it.
So do we
I like it.
take? Because Owen, this is up to you. Do we take? Which center do we take? Because the center depth ain't there, so you kind of have to go center. Now.
I mean, our second option provides some stability temporarily if we want to go that route.
Kevon Looney is right there looking at you, looking at him. He's right there.
Come on, Looney, staring me in the face.
Hey, at that point, you might as well just pick up Quentin Post because he's younger.
It's either him or the greatest playing player of all time, Bean.
Oh yeah,
Who's that?
I almost went with him too because he's cheap. But if we're not going salary,
Would you rather ball out?
At this point, it's up to you. You pick. You pick.
Jack, how much time do we have on the clock?
15 seconds.
Okay.
It's a good guess.
Bean, should we just ball on a budget and take him?
You just go for it. Just go with whatever you feel we need to go for.
Yeah.
Who are we pairing with Nimhard?
Fourth pick in the draft, me and Bean are going to take Jonas Valanciunas.
Jonas Valanciunas. Wow.
All right.
Yikes. Okay.
Oh, look
right.
like that, Jack. We're balling on a budget here.
Sure.
Because I was thinking, there's another center I was thinking of, but okay, we'll run with it. We'll run with
I'm
it.
pretty sure you and I went back and forth for like 20 minutes about the center depth, and we just had to figure something out.
Dude, yes, because it's hard. It's if you don't get
Bro,
Rudy, it's up in the
He's
air.
like Nimhard.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Okay.
Hey, don't be hating on Nimhard.
Hey,
Yeah.
Don't be
hey,
hating.
hey.
Don't disrespect Andrew Nemhard.
I'm not.
Ever.
That man
I'm
is
not,
a
but
playoff
I'm not taking the first
riser.
overall pick.
Playoff
proceed.
riser. Okay, so now we need a shooting guard, or we need a couple positions. Here.
I think we go shooting guard.
Do we go shooting guard?
Yeah.
Do we go with our? I'm starting to second guess our first option. I'm liking our guy that we have off the bench
Our second option just
Morris is
hold
right
on,
there.
hold on.
because
Hold on.
our guy off the bench is a clamp god.
Corey Joseph, known clamp god.
That's
Like, if I'm not mistaken, there was a very big point in the game last night where this guy was clamping up arguably the second best guy on the court.
that's great. That same guy shot 3 of 12 from 3 last night and
Mhm.
cost my Wolves a chance to keep that game close off the bench.
No, I'm talking about look at our seventh.
Our 7th?
Look at our seventh.
Are we about to yeah, nope. Yeah, I think we take Clamp God.
Do we take it?
Damn.
We'll take Alex
Yeah.
Caruso.
Yeah.
Damn. That was my
Okay.
next pick.
That was a
too.
great pick.
Because I was talking about that
Yeah.
possession where he clamped up Anthony Edwards.
Yeah, and for reference, our starting 2 options were Dante and Buddy Hield. So
Mhm.
keep that in
Okay.
mind.
Okay, are we doing
Defense
8 here
also.
still? Or we're gonna do 8 players? Like a full
Yeah, we can
Yeah,
do
that's
we'll
fine.
go
We'll
8
do
deep because if we go
8-man
15 deep,
rotation.
we'll be here arguing about Trenton Watford
Yeah,
versus
let-
Jeremy Grant.
yeah,
for
let's
20
not go-
minutes.
Those are real nasty conversations.
That's what I'm saying. Well, I don't think we got time for that.
All right, Mo, you're
All
up.
So you got one OKC guard and Alex Caruso.
Bean, I'm updating the doc by the way while he's talking.
I see it.
Ah, man, this is tough now. This is tough, but I'm not going to make my life any harder. I think this is a pretty simple. Actually, hold on. I'm going to hold back on my guard because you guys already selected one. I'm in position of need.
Yep.
And speaking of defense, one of the best defenders at his position, inarguably. Give me Jonathan Isaac.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Jonathan
Okay.
Isaac.
That's clamps. That's clamps in the paint.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
but
is.
can he stay healthy though?
Time will tell.
Listen, man.
We hope.
Over here in my system, we got him right with all his vitamins. He's drinking his milk.
Yeah.
eating his
In this
fish.
era, injuries are off. We turn injuries off on 2K.
Exactly.
Hmm. Mo, what do you think of Fred VanVleet when it comes to defense? What's your
He's
thought?
elite.
He's elite.
He's great on defense.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe not elite, but he's a nuisance. He's annoying on defense. So I like him there. But if you want to lean towards,
Defensive team.
another guard, yeah,
So
I'm so down. For
I got a guy that's got defense, and I got a guy that's got spray can on his right hand.
Okay.
Sometimes.
Okay.
Sometimes. Actually, you know what?
Right now he does.
Well, he's not playing anymore.
But yeah, when he was playing,
he was, and he went for 9. I think it was like 7 or 9 threes against the.
Oh no! Give me the defense, please.
Yeah, okay,
give me the
okay.
defense.
That's where I was leaning. All right, so with our 4th overall pick, I'm gonna go the guard from the Clippers, Chris Dunn.
Oh
that's
no! I
good.
didn't want you to go that way.
No.
It's not bad though.
It's not bad, but
Okay.
it's not. Bad.
I'm
Okay,
so curious
okay.
on what you're thinking right now, but I can't.
Yeah,
You don't want to say it.
Bean,
All right,
I'm in love
take
with,
him next. If
it's okay. Yeah.
I'm in love with our 6th man that I'm highlighting on the sheet that our ops can't see.
Do we need that right now though? Do we need that yet? Because what I'm worried about is I'm gonna go ahead and it'll let me. You see that the position I'm highlighting?
Yeah. So how do we?
I don't want to get to some of our other options in that position.
So are you saying we go with that guy now?
I think it would be because, like you said, if you look at who our 9th man is, I don't.
All
wanna
this talk
draft
about
him.
all this conversation about Ty Washington Jr. is crazy, bro. Come on now.
This is actually about Johnny Juzang.
Yeah.
so you know.
Like 15th man Johnny Juzang right now.
But it's whatever you feel.
I think actually we have to, and this would be a perfect pick for me to set up because I advocated for him in that outlandish clip in the Memphis Giannis trade. So with our next pick, we're gonna take Brandon Clark.
Okay.
that was on the board, on the
Okay.
board for me, but we already had John Isaac, so
No worries.
So
No
Brandon
worries.
Clark it
I like that.
is.
I was gonna talk Bean into getting our 6th man glue guy immediately, but
mm,
that's later.
I think we can hold off.
Do you want scoring punch or do you want a guy who I don't know what's that second option to you at small forward as opposed to our first?
That is basically if we are trying to like build a team with some youth here because he's
Yeah.
the youngest guy on our board.
Bean, I'm good. You know where my biases lie with this one.
wow, I
Yeah,
just
but
missed it.
You said how bad that bias was last night.
Yeah, you know where my bias is on this one. So I think it would make sense for you to make this pick. So it's whatever you think. You know where I'm at.
Clock is ticking.
I gotta check one thing. Real quick. I hope I have enough time.
We're arguing. Yes,
5,
Mo. Before you
4.
interrupt, we're arguing about Terrence Mann and Corey Kispert. By the way, no, I'm just kidding.
Oh my God.
You know what? He was bad last night, but we're gonna give him a second chance, and we'll take Terrence Shannon Jr.
Okay.
Bang!
I'm enamored with Terrence Shannon Jr. I love his fucking potential, bro. I've been watching him for like 2 years in Illinois. Okay.
TSJ.
Okay. I like that. I love his potential too. Honestly, if you guys left him on the board eventually, I would have taken him as well.
So I couldn't let him
Our other choice was Gigi, but I didn't like what Gigi gave us this year.
Oh yeah, I'm good on that. Okay. So let's lock down our starting 2 guard. Again, give me another hellacious defender who can do shit offensively too. Case and Wallace. Welcome to the crew.
Oh wow, yes. Okay.
Oh, I got scared for a second.
He's our new
Was that-
starting 2.
was that the
Case
guy
and
you
Wallace
got
and
scared for a
Chris. Yeah.
No,
yeah.
but Casey Wallace is a good choice.
Damn.
Oh,
Case and
man.
Wallace starting and having Chris Dunn off the bench, you're not breathing well for 48 minutes on the court.
That's a good. I like that.
Fred, Case and Wallace, John Isaac. That defense is ridiculous, man.
There is not
That
a
defense
lot.
is ridiculous.
There's not a lot of options for small forward here. There's not.
There's not.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's why I'm glad we sniped TSJ, Bean.
And you know what?
Hey,
Yeah.
if you want to round out the bench or whatever, like, hey, like, do whatever you got to do, man.
Oh wait, we have back-to-back picks in the next one.
Yeah, after Jack makes his, then it's us.
Because I'm thinking this too.
Mo, what do we need?
Because of how good he's been in the playoffs.
So we need
but we got a more solid
I think we need a little bit of offense. We need a little bit more shooting
Okay.
between the 4 and 5.
Oh, okay. That's not where I was going.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm building out a rotation right now. I got Fred starting,
4-5.
Kaysen, and John
So
Isaac.
are you saying like 4-5 as in like the
By the way, Bean, your camera went mad
power
blurry.
forward, and center. But if you see a potential
There it
steal
goes.
who can
Focus.
come off the bench and be a great 6-man, snag him. No matter what the position is,
I don't know.
snag him if you want.
I don't know why he's dropping here because there's one guy that I have in mind, and he's like dropping hard right now. But I figured he would have been one of the first maybe 6 players to be taken off the board.
Okay, go. I mean, go for it. Go for it. Does he have juice offensively?
Not as much as he used to.
Oh,
but
fuck.
yes,
I think I know who you're talking about. Oh man, I think
yes
that's
or no?
fine because he is a genius. So yes.
Okay. With our pick, we're gonna go with the shooting guard from Phoenix, Bradley Beal.
Okay.
Yeah, have fun with that contract, buddy.
He's a great 6-man.
We said we weren't doing anything about contracts, Owen.
I don't care, Jack. I'm holding that against
contracts
you
aren't a part of this. If contracts aren't a part of this, I'm taking Bradley Beal. I'm sorry. And I
like that. That's a great pick.
I will still take his no trade clause too. I don't care because he's got one more year left on his contract.
Mm-hmm.
And then he has
a
player option.
Great value pick.
Player option.
Okay, so 2 years. Guess he's opting into that.
I like that. I love that.
Go ahead, Owen. Is it us?
Yep.
Yeah, Bean. I mean, we got back-to-back picks, so we really can't go wrong either way.
We got 6 here.
Oh,
so you guys got 3 more?
This will be 6 and 7 for us.
Yeah, this is 6 and 7. Yeah, so
go for it, Owen.
Our 6th man is a guy who brought juice last year when the Knicks were beat up and they needed minutes. We're gonna take Deuce McBride to be our 6th man.
Whew, okay. Cool.
Oh yeah, I love it.
The streets will remember Deuce McBride's playoff run last year.
I'm
Rid to our second option.
I'm looking at our starting power forward. If he stays healthy with that starting center, you guys are not scoring a single bucket in the paint.
Owen, that's why I'm saying we need to look at the option I have highlighted.
Okay. Look at the option I have highlighted.
Yes, but I'm also thinking
when he set screens. He kills.
This has to be a form of cheating. This has to be.
It is. I call collusion.
Hey, if we were told this earlier, yeah, I'll put my phone away. I will put my phone away. I won't even look at what Owen highlights.
It's too late. You already saw it.
How is this collusion?
I say that we rescind their picks.
All of them.
Actually,
we'll take the Aussie and Steven Adams.
Damn.
That's okay.
Okay.
Because we got our Steven Adams.
That's depth. Yeah, that was a depth stash for the boys.
Okay. All right.
I got a couple people here.
Being this last one that we have after they go is going to have to be a serious value pick.
Whew, man. Okay, now
I have an idea of where I want to go.
I'm more in
Okay, I'll leave our player pool up then.
What position we should go with right now, Jack, but I kind of want to do something a little bit fun.
Okay.
So
hey, it's the last pick. So
right now, our projected starting lineup is Fred VanVleet, Kayson Wallace, Bradley Beal, and John Isaac at the 4 because he's all over the place.
Oh damn, you didn't like that Chris Dunn pick, did you? Damn. Okay.
Chris Dunn he's good. He's a great bench piece though. He was unplayable completely towards the second half of that Nuggets series, bro. That's why the Nuggets were completely like zapped out of it. He was such a big piece, but because his shot is so inconsistent, he got schemed out of it.
I loved the idea of having even if he comes off the bench, I think he's a dog defensively.
Yeah, I agree. I
got mine. I think I got my pick.
Give me someone who will beat everyone's ass in this room in the arena. At
there we go.
5, give me that man Isaiah Stewart.
Yes,
easy.
Let's go. Oh my god. There's no stopping this team, guys. We didn't even
Yeah, there is. Isaiah Stewart's temper, brother.
You'll be just fine because
he tried to charge
starter.
Isaiah Stewart. Tell him that to his face.
Yeah,
you tried to charge Braun. I'm not going to tell it to his face. I'm going to tell the Jacks. He tried to charge my glorious King LeBron.
I'm sending Isaiah Stewart both of you guys' address. You just got doxxed.
Do it. Do it.
Hey,
Beef stew
Bring
will be
him on,
at your
Beef
front
Stew.
door, buddy.
I'll stay.
He
I'll
will
stay
kill
to his
me.
face behind glass.
They bust it down.
Yeah, until he starts going full Winter Soldier in the cage and just starts punching the glass until it breaks. But
How many Isaiah Stewarts do you guys think it'll take to take down a gorilla?
Oh,
that's what I'm saying.
Real
Yeah,
quick.
that's the real question we need to be.
We're
Not
going
100
with
Real
men.
question here.
How many
Make
beef,
this a TikTok.
how
How
many
many
beef
beef
stews?
stews will it take to take down a gorilla? This is a TikTok right here.
Um,
Give me 10 beef stews.
10.
Yeah.
Well, let's see.
I need-
Beef stews are a
10.
big dude.
An NBA player is obviously like a 1% athlete compared to 100 common men. So give me 50 beef stews just to be safe.
Oh, 50's elite. I like that number.
50,
I like that
50
number.
beef stews from the simple fact that, again, they're a better athlete than the average person.
Yeah.
So some of that will be compensated for by the fact that it's just beef stew. So give me 50
think
beef
with-
stews.
I think with 25, you should be secure to win, but it's a gorilla at the end of the day. They could lift like 2 tons or whatever.
Yeah.
I like the idea of 50 for
50 beef
security.
stews.
We got to
Bean?
make our presence feel known as the human race. So
Yeah.
50 just to leave a mark and send a message to the other, every other primate, any other animal who wants to fuck with us as a human race.
Or
I
again,
agree.
put a brawn mask on the gorilla, and then you might
It's wraps.
you might get
It's
more
wraps. Yeah,
adrenaline
beef
and
stew's
more
gonna kill him.
rage.
Just give me 3 beef stews and it's over with. That
Yeah.
gorilla
I'm gonna say, yeah,
have him
Yeah,
running
beef
for his life.
Beef stews when he saw Braun.
Hey,
but-
okay, so beef stew, 6'8", 250.
yeah,
An
I'm
average,
taking 50 of those against the gorilla.
an
Yeah.
average male gorilla stands between 5'5" and 6 feet tall and weighs 300 to 485 pounds. Give me a clean 20.
20 beef stews.
Give me
okay.
20. Give me 18 beef stews. I'm 18.
And we didn't even talk
That's
about beef
specific.
stews wingspan as well, bro.
Yeah,
like
what-
that gorilla can't escape.
What's his
That's-
wingspan?
yeah. Jack, 18 feels oddly specific. Can you
I
elaborate?
had to
on that?
narrow it down between 15 and 20, and I narrowed
Yeah.
it down to
So you
18.
were right in the middle.
Yeah.
Wingspan. Hi, what's his wingspan? His wingspan is 7'4".
Yep.
Oh yeah,
Yep.
He's
give me the
6'8",
beef stew easy.
dude.
It's
18
wrapped.
Well, we need to figure out what's the least amount of number that we can come up with,
Let's say,
but enough to actually
12.
take down the gorilla.
Probably 12.
12.
12 is a good number.
Okay, we'll roll with 12 then.
Yeah.
I think we'll roll with 12.
12 is very safe. There we go. All right, where were we when it comes to this draft?
Anyway, we have our last pick here. So we have Fred VanVleet, Cason Wallace, Bradley Beal, Jonathan Isaac, Rudy Gobert, Chris Dunn, and now Isaiah Stewart.
Oh wait, we got Rudy Gobert.
Yeah, that was my first pick.
Oh fuck, that's amazing. I don't know why this whole entire time I thought he was with the other guys. I love this.
Hey, I still like Stewart off the bench. That's perfectly fine with
Okay,
me.
cool.
I'm still fine with that.
I love it.
I'm trying to resist the urge to take a homer pick here. But you know what?
I think I know where you're going with this. If you take the homer,
He's
pick,
got a
but-
heater on him, and he's best friends with Jimmy Butler.
Oh God.
Best friends with Jimmy Butler.
But
Oh,
yeah,
shit, I
but
think I know
me
where you're
saying
going.
Steven Adams sets
Let's
screens
do
to
it.
kill people isn't collusion. Bet.
Let's do it.
I'm between
Let's do it.
I'm between that and someone who recently got traded and is young and it was maybe possibly a part of the craziest trade of all time.
I like that. I like those picks. Honestly, it's a win-win. I think the other dude who his name rhymes with Smacks Isby.
Okay, you know what? I'll do that.
This is not collusion. I'm not cheating whatsoever. bro.
Definitely not. So with our last pick in our expansion draft, I'm going with the guy from Golden State. No, I'm kidding. Max Christie.
Okay.
Here we go.
I
that's a
almost
good
went
one.
Buddy Hield. I was so close.
I wouldn't be mad at that either. I wouldn't be mad at that because he's a guaranteed three points
Yeah.
for us, bro.
But I think now we have a future too with Max Christie.
Yeah,
Because
that's
we kind of
true.
have an
That's
older
very-
team.
Yeah,
With that
that's
Isaiah
true.
Stewart
Wow.
pick, I don't care that we have Rudy Gobert. That's a great pick.
Bean,
Mhm.
do we want another wing?
I think we go wing.
What are we rocking with here?
And I think we could. This guy, he's not like the best shooter, but he's also on a really bad team. But he's a solid on ball defender and off ball. He's not jumping out of the roof and being like a top 10 defender in the league. but he can shoot the ball pretty well. When he's been on a competent team, he shot the ball pretty well. And he's a pretty decent defender in the East.
That's not at all where I thought you were going with that, but
Pretty decent defender.
Do you want to go somewhere else?
no, I'm just saying. I thought you were going to
Zach
go.
Collin mentioned in 2025. I love to see it.
I thought you were going to go with someone from Portland, but carry on.
Do we go with the star power from Portland? He kind of sucked this last year, though.
I
He
mean,
was really bad.
if we want a DEI hire, we can go with the guy you got.
You know what? We'll go
Strictly vibes guy.
strictly vibes guy.
Hey, it's the last
that's-
pick of the
that is
draft. Why not?
disrespectful.
I'm also clouded by that because he plays for the worst.
He plays for a
franchise.
terrible team.
I
So
mean,
you know what? We're
I
gonna
think
go.
we do.
is wild.
Because that's a 3-point threat. So I wouldn't be opposed to that.
Don't take Buddy
Time
Hield,
is ticking.
goddammit.
Time
take
is
a
ticking.
What
What
about
I promise.
What about DEI hire and Buddy Hield makes sense to you,
That's-
Jack? Thank
So
you.
so we're.
He's
I
mixed.
don't know how this. I don't know how me taking this is gonna go, but we're gonna take Corey Kispert.
Oh,
Okay.
oh, and he's mixed. What do you mean? Hold on. What do
Corey
you think
Kispert?
DEI is?
I'm saying because he's a white guy. Look at our roster.
Buddy, did you just say Buddy Hield is a white guy?
No, I'm saying no.
No,
I was
Corey
talking about
Kispert. Corey
Kispert. I'm
Kispert.
nuts.
Oh my.
He's the only
God.
white guy on our team.
No, you were
Oh
like
my God, Jack.
between
Lit-
no
use
no,
your
no,
ears,
no, no,
bro.
no, 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 no. You said
We're
Buddy-
having so many conversations.
DEI and Buddy Hield. What do they have in common?
But
That's what you
hold
asked
on.
me.
You assumed that I was referring to Buddy Hield when I said a DEI hire. That was
He was
dumb.
referring to Corey Kispert when he said that.
You asked me the
DEI
question.
hire.
What does Buddy Hield and DEI have? Like, what is that?
That's yes. I don't know how you got to Buddy Hield and DEI, bro.
Because
What?
I just. Oh my.
I hate
I-
you. I hate you.
Oh, this is
I can't.
cinema,
I can't.
man.
This is actually
I can't
par
even-
for the course for this. So I'm glad we got a Joe. I'm glad we got an Owen Jack argument.
Oh my
the
God.
Yeah, we
episode.
definitely need that.
This is cinema.
That-
It doesn't feel the same if we don't.
I know, dude.
Oh, that was cathartic. I needed that.
So we got Fred VanVleet, Cason Wallace, Bradley Beal,
Yep.
John Isaac, Rudy Gobert, and off the bench, Isaiah Stewart, Chris Dunn, and Max Christie.
Oh my.
This is a nice team, bro. The defense is outrageous. We know our strengths.
Yep.
We're beating ass, bro.
Dude, we're physical too.
We've got at point guard. We've got Andrew Nemhart at shooting guard. Alex Caruso, my favorite bald guy in the league. At small forward, we've got TSJ. Power forwards.
Oh my god.
Giannis, centerpiece of that trade. It's not Giannis, it's the centerpiece
Ooh.
of that trade. It's Brandon Clark. Our budget center, Jonas Valanciunas. Our vibes guy as our sixth man, Deuce McBride.
Jack, you smell that?
I do.
Smell like some shit.
That's insane.
It's
bro.
gonna be good.
How
It's gonna be
long?
good
How
when y'all
long?
passing the-
Okay, I hit Mo up.
Hold on.
What do
No,
you want to say?
hold up,
Probably
hold
up, before-
February.
Jack,
Before
our
we get-
seventh
no.
man,
Yeah.
our seventh man who sets screens, he's gonna kill Rudy. Steven Adams might bury
If
Rudy.
you want to talk
That's
about
great. We
kill,
have-
Isaiah Stewart is right there.
Thank you.
Isaiah Stewart
No,
is
no.
right there.
Hold on,
Thank
let
you.
me clarify this, because if you want to go ahead and say the fact that Owen and I had time to plan for this, at the time of planning, you know what Jack said that we were going to take into account? Contracts. He said nothing about we're turning injuries off. So if that's the case, John Isaac would have been on.
But
our
we knew
list.
that
Yeah.
we knew that before we started drafting. So like halfway through the draft, I feel like you guys would have picked up that kind of because Bradley Beal dropped to like the second to last pick.
Okay, I don't want Bradley Beal. I don't want Bradley.
That's fine. We got him, and I'm perfectly okay with that.
And our eighth man is again the DEI hire I mentioned, Corey Kispert.
Well, hey Mo, I greatly appreciate you taking your time out of your day to do this, especially for a very smaller YouTube channel. It means a lot.
Yeah, thanks for coming through.
Yeah, we really appreciate it.
Yeah, for
man.
sure. This was definitely a blast. I don't think your guys' team compares though. To be honest.
They get smoked.
Oh my
They get
gosh.
smoked.
You know,
We're
it's
gonna,
okay.
our guys, we're gonna play hard. That's it.
You
That's
know what?
great.
And we'll be okay.
That's
We'll be
great.
okay.
The Darvin
We'll be
Ham.
okay
That's
'cause
the
we're not
Darvin
past the
Ham
second
status
apron.
right
That's
there.
Darvin
the
Ham.
Yeah,
That's a
yeah.
great play.
Play great hands in pocket.
Passing the second apron to maybe make it out of the first round.
That's-
So we'll be okay.
yeah, we good. We good.
I appreciate y'all, man. I
Yeah.
appreciate
Yeah, for
y'all.
sure,
The
man.
show's great. This pod has so much potential with all three of y'all, bro. it was a seamless fit, all laughs, smiles, and all that.
For sure.
Great things are coming towards you guys' way as long as you stay consistent and all that. And yeah, man, like I'm so down for an open invite whenever, bro. Just let me know.
Appreciate that, man. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
If you guys enjoyed this type of video, go ahead, leave a like and comment. Which team was better? I think it's pretty obvious. I don't think it's going to be really close, the poll that we're going to do here. It's not even close. And also, of course, subscribe if you want to see more. He just said that open invite, so we're definitely going to hit him up at some point again, probably this offseason or something like that.
Hell yeah.
Check us out on Spotify. Check us out on Instagram and TikTok at Smoke or Fire Show. And we'll see you guys on the next one.